Well, we try to be both honest and realistic about being positive. Sometimes positive things is not so easy to put into practice. Take the Olympics and the Paralympics, for example.
Inspirational.
Agreed, totally inspirational. It was wonderful watching all these medal ceremonies, seeing people achieve their dreams. Fantastic, and it did make you want to do the same. Go out and win.
But we talk about all those athletes who didn't do and how they might be feeling, and all those athletes who didn't go to the Olympics. And of course, they are the majority of hundreds and thousands of people striving for a personal badge, which will probably be nowhere good enough to make you feel.
Oh dear, pretty disappointing. Well, that depends. You see, we can't all be Usain Bolt. I wish. But winning isn't everything. It's all about living in the real world, which isn't to say we shouldn't try our hardest at everything we do. We should recognize that there is more to life than just being number one.
A bit like having that perfect friend. We don't like one, but as we're all human, it just isn't possible to be perfect. Well, not all the time anyways. Sometimes we expect too much of others and then feel let down. Sometimes we expect too much of ourselves, and that's even more of a letdown.
Sometimes we need to recognize that being good enough is just fine, and lowering your expectations isn't always such a bad thing. Life can be very disappointing if you're always seeking the best.
That famous saying, all that glitters is not gold. Exactly. Often it's the simplest things in life that give us the greatest satisfaction. It certainly doesn't always have to be down to money.
The best things in life are free.
Absolutely, like laughter. That's free. And creating something beautiful, maybe an art, that's free. And having fun with friends, that's free too. And let's face it, we can't be happy all the time. That's not how life is.
You're right, life can get pretty tough at times.
And can be pretty boring. Never. I won't have that word used in our assembly.
But life can feel a drag at times.
You're right.
And there's no fun in that, no reason to smile, but...
Oh my, that was a very impressive but.
But it's all about how we deal with those not so fun things. It's amazing how much a difference wearing a smile makes.
It's amazing how good it feels to have finished something you don't particularly enjoy, especially when you've done the best of your ability. It's amazing how good it feels to have helped someone else.
To have made someone else smile, to have made someone else laugh, to have helped someone to do something they wouldn't have been otherwise to others. Now that's a good feeling.
Funny how giving gives such words to the giver.
Absolutely, it's all about looking beyond yourself. We could get so tied up with what we are feeling, how things affect us, what is in it for us, that we become quite miserable.
Always wanting more, never satisfied. Interesting. You see, I've always thought of this positive thing as doing what works for me, gaining as much as I can for me.
Well, we're not saying you should lose sight of yourself. You're important too, right? We're not saying you should not sight high. We're not saying don't follow your dreams. If you've got a passion, follow it.
Don't waste any talent. You're blessed with that. It would be a terrible waste. And don't lose sight of what's important in life. And remember, you're one tiny speck in one enormous universe.
So if you spill along the way, it's not the end of the world. We're all fallible and we're all after one, just human beings. But we can make life so much easier for ourselves if we stay positive and see a bigger picture.
You know something? I think those are really wise words.
Oh, and we're not saying ours are the only words you should listen to. We did a little research and found lots of helpful things that people have said. Would you like to hear some of them?
Oh yes, please, take it away.
Okay, so these are some of our favorites. We know authors of some of them, but not all. Like my favorites, author unknown, some pursue happiness, others creative. Also, you cannot always have happiness, but you can always get happiness.
And mine happiness will never come to those who fail and appreciate what they already have. The great writer Leo Tolstoy wrote another, if you want to be happy, be.
Winnie the Pooh was very good at that and just begin in the words of Edith Words, we'd stop trying to be happy and we can have a pretty good time.
Another great writer, Colette, agreed with that. What a wonderful life I've had. I only wish I'd realized it sooner. And the American writer Ralph Waldo Emerson said happiness is a perfume you cannot pour on others without getting a few drops on yourself.
How true. And going back to the value of smiling, what about this one by Gina T? Of all the things you wear, your expression is the most important.
Wonderful. Sometimes it's just about taking that first step. Listen to what Martin Luther King had to say. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. He also said our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter.
What an inspiration to us he was.
It was a great peacemaker Gandhi who said, "You cannot shake hands with a clenched fist." Or from another hero to the great Sir Winston Churchill, success is the ability to go from one failure to another with no lose of enthusiasm. He also said, "We make a life living by what we get, we make a life by what we give."
And going back to the Olympics, few can be more inspirational than the great Jesse Jackson, who had more than just that physical sobriety to deal with. He said, "Hold your head high, stick your chest out, you can make it. It gets dark sometimes, but morning comes. Keep hope alive."
What an incredible man he was.
Positive and productive, definitely worth repeating.
Indeed, and I think this assembly has been both of those things, both positive and productive. And I, for one, am going to have to go away and think about what I've listened to this afternoon. I'm sure this will make us stronger. Thank you for sharing all this with us today, and thank you for being such a wonderful audience.
Now we would like to leave you with a song that we hope will inspire you to become positive for the rest of your years at MES.